Now, first of all, everybody, I want you all, welcome all of you here, and I want you to know this is a sequence called the Essentials. And the idea is to pick essential poses. So if you only have a certain amount of time and you want to walk away feeling like, you did enough, you did more than enough. You did a really nice practice, even though it was a short practice. These are the poses you want to include. That's where we get the essentials. And we're going to have 3 different classes depending on your time, and you can pick the time that you'd like. And I also wanted to mention that we have Henrietta over here, who's pushing 70 years old, 69. And we have Selby over here, who's 60. We have Melissa over here, who's 50. I wanted to mention that because I just think it's amazing that, this is for all ages. And if you're younger than that, then obviously you'll be able to show up and handle what we're doing too, if you're willing to modify things like they are. So having said that, let's start here in child pose, and let's just do 2 things with your breathing. Maybe 3, maybe, but 2 things for sure. Start filling your lungs up to maximum capacity with each and every breath you take. And smooth your breath out so it's flowing free. So you have a deep fluid breath, which represents the fact that you're calm and present. And we're going to go through a bunch of things like you go through things in your life. And I want you to stay calm and present throughout all that you go through, as if that's what you were truly practicing. Right? And that calmness and presentness is represented in here by your breath staying deep and free. And the third thing that you could do, which I had mentioned, is, if possible, breathe through your nose. If not, don't worry about it. Now from here, let's move into our little flow by lengthening your arms as far forward as comfortable. Plant your hands on the ground a nice stable distance, tuck under your toes, and press your knees off the ground so you're in the first physically active pose. We call it downward facing dog. Right? And when you get into these poses, I'm going to give you a lot of suggestions. And that's what they are. They're suggestions. They're not rules. So feel free to discard any of the suggestions that don't feel right for you. All right. But if you're with us, the hands and feet are spread stably. Right? The fingers spread wide open as can be. The palms are planted. The arms are just sweetly strong. But your neck is soft and your breath is long. If you want a little more, you can let the tailbone slope up. And if you want a little more, the heels can dip low. If you want even more, you can push away through the back of your legs really gentle. But remember, you're looking for sweet spots. You're not looking for the most spot. Right? This stuff should feel right, not wrong. And then from here, how about just easily drop your knees to the floor, release your toes, open up your feet so they're wider than your knees and your hip bones, and walking your hands towards your knees. With a lot of gentleness and sensitivity, drop the butt as close to the floor as comfortable. Sit up as erect as comfortable. If you're feeling any fragility, you can sit on a block or you can use your hands to support weight. And just take a few deep breaths. And while you're doing that, make a commitment now to narrow your eyeballs down to the perimeter of your yoga mat. I'm not looking around anymore. I'm not distracted. I came here to do my practice, and that's what I'm going to do. Some of you might think it's a little early for this pose, but it's not early if you just go to that sweet degree. And then from here, crawl forward so you're on your hands and your knees like a child about to crawl somewhere. And while you're there, notice your neck is soft, your breath is free, and just, can you lengthen your left leg out behind you? And then turn the left foot flat on the floor and squeeze the floor with your left foot. Lean onto your right hand and bring your left hand to the sky. Now, don't forget that falling's okay, right? It doesn't matter if we fall. What matters is that breath stays deep and free throughout whatever's happening. And if you guys want to take a quick look down and try to put yourself on a tightrope, right hand, right knee, right foot, left foot, as if you want to stimulate some balance among all these other things. And then let your left arm and chest just open till it feels nice. Keep your right arm strong. Feel your left foot squeeze. Notice your breath is deep and free. And then easily reach your left arm over your left ear and see if you can pull to such a degree that it just kind of feels good, like you're massaging yourself. And you guys, I know we're filming this class, but this is also your practice, right? So hone in, breathe deep, and look for those sweet spots so you can leave the filming session feeling amazing. Now left hand back to the sky, one big inhale, spread open. Exhale, left hand to the ground, under left shoulder, lift your left leg nice and high. Good, and then really easily on an inhale, look up and lift your left leg with strong arms like you're arching your spine. Exhale, bring your left knee to your left elbow. Nice, again, inhale, left leg out, look up, strong arms, sweet arch, power yoga, cat and cow. Exhale, left knee to forehead. Try to keep your arms strong. Inhale, left leg out, glance up, strong arms. Exhale, left knee, left shoulder, climb high. Now, inhale, left leg out, keep your head down low, and just reach your right arm far forward as comfortable. There you go. See if you can rotate forward slightly so your left shoulder's over your left wrist, and then with your strong left upper body muscles, push the ground away from you. Now pull your extended limbs long as can be. Lift those extended limbs to that sweet degree, but challenge yourself to keep your neck soft and your jaw relaxed, like you're strengthening your ability to face difficulty more calmly. One big inhale here. Exhale, put everything down and just switch it up. Right leg out behind you. Right foot flat and squeeze. Lean on to left hand. Bring your right hand to the sky. Nice. Stay with your deep breathing. See if you can make your left arm a little strong. See if you can breathe deep and free. See if you can let your right arm and chest just open. Pectorials, sternum plates, scapulas, deltoids. Good. Just touch them sweetly. You ready? Right arm over right ear. Pull to such a degree that using your strength, you can just create a sweet stretch, some amazing length across your right upper body. Keep your right chest spinning open, your left arm strong, your right foot squeezing, and your breath long. Now, right hand back to the sky for one big inhale, spread wide. Exhale, right hand to the ground with your right leg lifting high. On an inhale, look up with strong arms and arch your spine. Exhale, right knee, right elbow. Inhale, right leg out, strong arms, glance up, sweet arch. Exhale, right knee, forehead, but don't ever force that. Inhale, right leg out, glance up, don't force nothing. Exhale, right knee, right shoulder, climb high. Inhale, right leg out, but keep your head down this time. Reach your left arm easily forward. Good. Drop your head down nice and low. Good. Keep your breath in that flow. Now, I like the fact that Jenna's doing this on her fist instead of her palm. She's protecting her wrist. That's a nice modification. Good. Remember, you guys, rotate forward, shoulder over wrist. Push the ground away from you. Pull the extended limbs. Lift them to your own degree. One last inhale here. Exhale, put everything down. And easily take your legs back to plank position. That's yoga speak for upper push-up position. And if you wanted to, you could do it with your knees on the floor. I'm telling you, there's a place for you, right? Knees down or not. How about a big inhale, pushing the ground away from you? Exhale, chin first, lower in control till you're laying on the ground. Inhale, release your toes and push your elbows as straight as comfortable. You could call it a baby cobra. Exhale, touch your chin. Again, inhale back up to cobra as if you're waking an infant from a nap. Exhale, touch your chin. That's how you touch yourself. Inhale back to cobra with the palms planted and the shoulders spread. Exhale, touch the chin. We got 2 to go. Inhale, back up to cobra, and as you drive into your hands, keep your buttocks soft. Exhale, lay on your stomach, and open your arms like airplane wings, glancing forward. Lift arms, legs, and torso just a little bit off the floor. See how it feels. You guys, not every pose is for everybody. Make sure it feels right. Don't just blindly follow me. Just hear me, but only follow what feels right to you. And if you're with us, try lengthening your legs and then lifting them. Turn the palms to face the ground. Open your hands as wide as you like without hitting each other. And for 10 last seconds, glancing up and breathing free, can you flirt with the height of your hands and feet and just enjoy every muscle on the back of your body? Now, one last inhale, lifting. Exhale, hands in cobra, rest your legs. Inhale, back up to cobra. Good, and let's hold it for 5 breaths. And I'm sure you're a little warmer than the first cobra, which means the pose will look a little different as you come to another degree that's, conducive to how it is you're feeling. Plant your palms and suck that air low. Keep your buttocks soft like strawberry jello. Good. One last inhale, spread shoulders. Exhale, touch your chin and tuck your toes. Push the plank and then back to down dog pose. Drop your head and breathe. There you go. And, everybody, it wasn't a ton of upper body strength. But I'm thinking if that's all you ever did, it would be pretty impossible for your upper body muscles to ever atrophy. That case, you could say, hey, that was enough, right? Because this wasn't never meant to change me anyways. This was just meant to take care of me. And for that, I don't really need that much. If you're with us, big inhale, tailbone tilts high. On an exhale, put your knees back on the ground and release your toes. Open your ankles wider than your hips and walk your hands toward your knees. Drop your butt low, sit up tall. You guys remember this pose, but this time, for any of you who feel like, you're a little warmer, you can explore further. Put the hands on the floor behind you. If that's comfortable and you want to go further, put the elbows on the floor. But don't do it if it doesn't feel right. And if any few of you would like to go further, you can drop your head to the floor, maybe even your shoulders, and you can stretch your arms out behind you, kind of scooting your shoulders away from your lower back. Right? And then whatever degree you go to, just have a few deep breaths and let the thighs and the hips, the ankles and the knees, the tibias and fibias and the femurs and the psoas, just let them stretch sweetly. And then trying to maintain that breath deep and free, even through the awkwardness of coming back to seated. Come on up to seated slowly. And eventually, when you all get to seated, crawl forward so you're on your hands and your knees. And when you get to hands and knees, cross your legs deeply behind you. Sit back on your butt, bring your legs out in front of you, and spread your legs as wide open as can be. And if you don't have room, you can turn your body to the side, or you can stagger yourselves. And just right now, notice your breath. I'm still breathing deep and free. I might be in between poses, but I'm still meditating. Now walk your hands as far forward as comfortable. And if you feel a little bit stiff, like you can't get as far forward as what you think might feel nice, you can always use your hands and you can grab your shin bones and your ankle bones. You can grab anywhere on your feet, right? And you can use your strong arms to help you. And while you're here, just a couple suggestions. See if you can pull the toes back so you have this sweet flexion, right? And see if you can pull the crown of your head forward so you have some gentle traction, right? See if you can push the back of the knees downward so you get a little bit of that muscular action. And you know what? Lock up your abdominals for a little support. They call that contraction. But the whole time, notice your neck is soft and your breath is free. That one's called relaxation. And staying down nice and low, I want you now to crawl over to your right leg a little bit slow. Just easily keep your left buttocks on the floor. Keep both quadriceps rolling open. Keep both heels flexed. And then if you'd like, start walking your hands as close to your right foot as comfortable. Can you make an effort to square the shoulders slightly, lengthen the spine, and then just allow your head and torso to relax down for a few deep breaths, just a sweet little stretch. But you can't believe it, but if you don't push that hard, if you're not so aggressive, which means you're probably not going to work as hard and go as deep and do as much, what you can't believe is how amazing you feel when you leave. Like, who would have known? Coming from a culture that it's always taught me more is better and no pain, no gain, I never even experimented with being gentle. Now crawl over to the other side, take your time. Everybody gets there at their own timing, but you're all still breathing deep and free. Pull those toes back, let those thighs roll open, walk those hands over, drop your head down low. Square your shoulders, lengthen your spine, lock up your abdominals, and just dip in till it feels nice and breathe. Can you even imagine that the poses are actually questions? Right? A pose is a question. It's basically saying, hey, how you doing? And then what you feel is the answer to the question. That's the body part saying, hey, this is how I'm doing. This hurts or this feels good. And then according to what your body's saying in that language of sensation, you make intelligent decisions, right? You go to the degree that feels right. You keep your breath spilling free. I know it's a weird concept, but pain is your body saying, please stop. Maybe you could be respectful. From here, walk your hands and torso back down the middle and walk the hands as far forward as comfortable. Good. If you'd like to go back and grab your legs, feel free. But sometimes after being here for a certain amount of time, things soften and you find you can access more. Mainly just find that sweet spot, be patient, and suck oxygen so deeply into your lungs that you have no choice but to leave this class completely stoned. Now from here, use your hands if you'd like and push your torso upright. Just stay with your deep breath. I want you to bring your legs together, or should I say bring the soles of your feet together. And when you get the soles of your feet together, clasp the feet with the hands and pull the heels deep into your groin. And sitting up really tall, just have a big inhale. And on an exhale, bend your elbows and pull your face towards the ground beyond your feet to that personal degree. If you can get your head and your knees on the ground, make sure you're not happy about it. It don't mean nothing. If you can't get your knees or head to the ground, don't be frustrated. It don't mean nothing. Those are two sides of the same coin, and that coin is called ignorance. But the quantity of the action is insignificant. What matters is the quality. Does it feel right to me? Am I breathing deep and free? That's all that matters. Keep sucking oxygen deep as can be. Stay a little cognizant of the length of your spine. Nice. Now very easily from here, you're going to come up to seated. Sit tall as can be. Put your hands under your knees and press your knees together. Push your legs straight forward, keeping your feet open about 6 inches apart. So the outer edges of your feet are parallel with the outer edges of your hips. Reach both hands to the sky, have a big inhale, and on an exhale, very gently fall forward. And when you fall forward, grab something, regardless of what it is, right? If you want, grab your shin bones or maybe your ankle bones. And if you're comfortable, you can grab anywhere you want on your feet, right? Pull your toes back in that sweet flexion. That's your calf muscle and Achilles tendon. We don't want to avoid those things, right? Pull the crown of your head forward so you get that sweet traction. And remember, the back of the knees push down gently for that muscular action, right? You lock up those abdominals for support. You notice your neck is soft, your jaw is relaxed, your breath is free. And for a few moments, you sit here and you allow the entire backside to stretch sweetly, literally, from your heels to your brainstem. Just let it stretch and you breathe. Now from here, very easily, you're going to lock up those abdominals for support. If they're not locked up, release your arms, let them dangle free. Roll up slowly to seated, but using those abdominals, keep rolling till you're completely laying on your back. Stay with your deep breathing. When you get on your back, I want you to use your hands and squeeze both knees into your torso. Nice. And after one nice squeeze, just release your left leg out straight and relaxed on the ground. Reach your right arm to the right like an airplane wing and take your left hand and grab the outer right knee. And turning your head to the right, press with your left hand your right knee down towards the ground to the left, attempting to keep your right shoulder on the ground. And please complement this with your deep breath. And please make sure you're not being forceful or aggressive. You know, people don't go from being an infant to an old person in a moment. You know, the truth is they're always changing, and throughout all the changes, you know, the needs change, right? What feels appropriate right now? And that's just your age that's changing you. There's so many other things affecting you too. So don't worry about what you used to do. Don't worry about what you want to do. Don't worry about what anybody else is doing. Just tune into how it feels and go to that sweet degree. I don't think you can get more organic than that. Now come on up with your right knee and with both hands squeeze it in. And when you're done, just release and rotate. Squeeze your left knee in. Reach your left arm out, right hand outer left knee, turn your head to the left, drop your knee gently to the right, keep your left shoulder down low. And if you haven't noticed, this pose has a very best friend. And that best friend is your incredibly deep exhales. See if you can pull some really deep inhales down into where you're feeling this. And on the subsequent exhales, just let things soften. Nice. Now come on up with your left knee. And with both hands, squeeze your left knee in sweetly. And then, you know what? Squeeze both knees in. Good. On a big inhale, gently touch your head towards both knees and just squeeze everything in case we missed anything. Toilet muscles, toe muscles, face muscles. One inhale, squeeze. And then exhale, release it all. Lay on the back. Close your eyes. Let's let everything settle and synthesize, like you're paying homage to your body's valiant effort by allowing it to rest while you kick back and you enjoy the fruit of your effort, the quietness, the calmness, the stillness and relaxation. You know, if there's truly nothing hurting your body more than stress And it would be so difficult to imagine anything more opposite of stress than how you feel right now. You could make easily a good argument that says, really, this pose is what it's all about. And everything you did before this was meant to get you here. So you could lay here so incredibly relaxed. So even though we're going to end this video, this class, you guys try to spend at least 5 minutes in this pose. Let that quietness and relaxation sink deep into your bones.